Hello, my name is Jesse Romero. I want to invite you to the 2023 Men's Conference with who? The Romero Brothers. You're going to hear some inspirational, orthodox, full contact Catholicism men's conference with the Romero Brothers. God bless you. Keep the faith. The left are a bunch of control freaks.
You got that right.
Why do I say that? The left, the woke left around the world, they would like to make 15-minute cities. Oh, yeah. This would completely impoverish and enslave all the people of the world. And guess who's starting this? Europe. Yep. Surprise, surprise.
No surprise.
Christine Anderson, a member of the European Parliament, believes that passports and QR codes that became widespread during the pandemic were only test runs for implementing 15-minute cities aimed at tightening government control over people.
Yep.
So what's a 15-minute city? Well, it's a neighborhood where a resident can reach anything or everything they need, like the grocery store, doctor, and so forth, within a 15-minute walk. So, according to Christine Anderson, member of the European Parliament, such cities are the beginning of tighter government control of people.
Oh, yeah.
Can somebody smell communism?
Oh, big time.
The administration, any administration, can exert control by deciding you're no longer allowed to leave your 15-minute immediate area. They don't have to fence it in or anything. It will be done via digital ID. And by the way, she said this in an interview with in a program called America Thought Leaders. So she said, if you now fancy another store and it does not happen to be in your neighborhood, guess what? You won't be going to that store anymore. Like I said, total control is what we are about. Again, this is Christine Anderson, member of the European Parliament. They want to implement this in Europe, and they're already talking about this in the United States. In Europe, legislation is being pushed forward to set up 15-minute cities.
Yep. According
to Anderson, the digital green certificate, the code pass introduced during the fake pandemic, was only a test run designed to get people used to producing a QR code and related requirements. Now, they're slamming us with these 15-minute cities. Make no mistake, it's not about your convenience. It's not that they want you to be able to have all of these places that you need to get close by. It's not about saving the planet either. With the 15-minute cities, they will have to have those before they can lock you down. And that's what we're talking about here.
Jesse, let me just jump in and say one thing. I heard somebody say, well, we need to do this because it'll stop crime. You see, we're going to know that the bad guys are going to have to stay in place. So we're doing it to be, they're using it as like a safety thing. And I always get worried when people use this idea that, like, for example, when you need to get it because we want you to be safe. We don't want you to die. So, we're really actually thinking about you, baloney. Now, Jess, in Great Britain, some counties have already passed the legislation. What? Yes, they will be able to impose a climate lockdown. That's the next step. That's what we are talking about. In order to do that, they will have that 15-minute city.
Reagan once said, Terry, the 9 most terrifying words ever spoken are, quote,
yep.
I'm from the government.
Yep.
And I'm here to help.
Hey, that's on YouTube. Trust me. You got to watch it. It's funny.
The 9 most terrifying words ever spoken are, quote, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
Unbelievable.
So, yeah, make no mistake. They want to slam us down with these 15-minute cities.
Yes.
With the 15-minute cities, they will have to have those before you lock you down. And that's what we're talking about here. In Great Britain, some counties have already passed legislation.
Yes, they have.
They will be able to impose a climate lockdown. Yep. That's the next step. That's what we're talking about. In order to do that, they will have to, again, they have to construct these 15-minute cities. The next step, Anderson says, will involve restricting people within their localities, then allowing them to leave the place 2 or 3 times a year. However, the rich will be able to get away with these rules as they can buy off exit passes from the poor segments.
You know what, Jesse? That's always been the case with a communistic approach. The high officials get to do, whatever they want to do. They can break all the rules. But I do smell communism. I smell totalitarian government trying to put its arms around everything you do. That's what I see.
Yeah, Terry, this is this is the New World Order. Yeah. This is the Great Reset. These are the globalists. This is their end game. Total control. Total control brings in communism.
Jesse, let me ask you a question. When you're when you were in the police department, and they would put these things around these guys who were on parole around their ankle
bracelets. Yeah.
Okay. And the technology was there, supposedly, that if they went out of the county, the alarm would go off and they would be persecuted, arrested for leaving breaking their agreement. So if that technology was there 20 years ago, can you imagine what they have now? I think what they can do.
I know what you're getting at.
Yeah, I think they don't need to. You don't have to ID. They've got something on you that says, "Dude, you left your 15-minute walk. We're going after you."
Probably now just through your cell phone or your television in the house.
Yeah, the technology's there now.
Yeah, without a doubt, there's something in there that lets the government track us at this point because, again, it's government-controlled media. If with the technology that's in place right now and with the tyrants running the world, she said, we ain't seen nothing yet. You think 70 years under Stalin was bad. You think, 30 years under Nazism was bad. You ain't seen nothing. That's what she's saying.
Yeah. Jesse, one more thing the article didn't say that I think is also a digital tyranny is the digital money. They're trying to get rid of cash because they want to know what you spend your money on every transaction. And, if we get rid of the cash, then we can track your spending ideas of where you're putting your money. And so any kind of freedom is being taken away. So I'm against the idea of that they take your cash away because now everything you spend, they have a record of it. And the other bad part about that, Jesse, is all they have to do is shut you down on your bank account, okay? And your credit card, anything you got, it's no good. But see, with cash, there's more freedom, so we got to get rid of that also. That's something I just wanted to add into the mix.
Yeah, here's the way. I remember years ago, Father Karapi, he gave a talk on this. Yeah, 30 years ago on the New World Order Globalist. Here's what Father Karapi said. He said, if an invading army attacks your country and takes over the town in which you live, they will seize and control City Hall. Mm-hmm. That's political and taxation control. Yeah. They will seize the newspapers, radio and television stations, and phone companies because that controls the social communication. They'll control the invading army will take over the banks, financial institutions. The invading army will take over major businesses, including the power and water plants, because this controls the means of production. An invading army will also seize control of the churches and schools. This means spiritual and educational control as well. The invading army will use psychological warfare because that's interwoven throughout all of this control. And these demonically, control freaks, if you want to see how much of a control freak our government is, just look at the complicated U.S. tax code to see what we mean. An invading army, through the control of major institutions in your town, that invading army takes control over the entire population. And this is what the globalists are trying to do right now, Terry. Now, these globalists, these Great Reset people, they don't live in every single house, but they control the general population by controlling all of the major institutions in your town. And this is exactly what's happening in the United States of America right now and many other countries. You have very wicked, sinful people that have taken control of all the major institutions of our cities and towns, and they do not want to give up this control over our lives. They will fight tooth and nail to keep this control because it greatly benefits them monetarily, follow the money, to maintain this control over us. Terry, this is the work of the Antichrist.
I totally agree. Remember what Bishop Sheen said, Jesse? We quote it all the time. Folks, when we basically, he's saying the same thing. This is what they're setting up to deceive us.